marking. Back to Lovett Murray. He goes short. It's a mark to Zaharakis. Zaharakis has kicked a goal. The Bombers are in front of the G.
It's time to strap in and get ready.
The leaders in AFL Supercoach are incoming, helping you win your leagues and climb up the rankings.
You're now listening to the Insight AFL Show with your hosts, Big Horse, Skiddy, and Herbie.
G'day and welcome to the Insight AFL Show. I'm your host, the Supercoach Big Horse, and with me tonight, my brother from another mother, and also the birthday man, Skiddy. How are you, brother?
G'day, Horse. I'm going fantastically, mate. Yeah, as I said, big 3-0 today, and I see your daughter has made a special hat for the occasion.
Yep, we're on here.
Oh, Charlotte, you're
There
an
it
absolute
is.
gem.
Yeah, looks fantastic, doesn't it?
You look kind of like
look like a fucking unicorn.
I was going to say a clown, but that works too. You got to give off a bit of Kristaps Porzingis vibes, so I rate that,
Jesus.
mate.
Yeah, if only I had a jump shot.
Oh,
But anyway,
right. Yeah,
we've got a big week ahead, don't we?
mate, we got break evens coming in fast and hot from a couple that happened last week, but now we've got the main ones coming in this week. So we've got a lot to talk about because a lot of teams that we need to get stuck into.
Absolutely. Talk to me first before we get stuck into our Discord stuff.
Oh, yes.
Skiddy's squeeze of the week. What's going on here?
You know how we go, baby. Squeeze of the week is now live and ready to go. So get your tips in for who you think is going to score the highest Supercoach score of the round for an individual player. Last week, Luke Jackson comes in with that massive, 178, I believe it was, against North Melbourne.
Yep.
Again, no one had him, so we're jackpotting again.
That's right, we're going again.
Bloody hell, man. And we were close. We were close again. My best mate, Johnny, he said to me, I would have picked Jackson, but I missed the cutoff. So bad luck, big fella. You'll get it next time. I think there's a couple of good options this week as well. Absolutely. I'll ask for you at the end of the show to let you have a think about it. But I'm going Tingles. West Coast, worst. They give up the most Supercoach points to Ruckman. I'm going Tingles 183, big fella.
Wow, I like that. And we see that we're getting a few comments in the chat here. Most importantly, Asa has turned his sound down so we can't get him with the gunshot tonight. So what a smart man. I haven't played with that either. So plenty of love rolling in for the squeeze of the week too, mate. So we'll get them noted soon. But today we're going to review round 3. Who we think are going to go big. Yeah.
Of course. One thing I have to say, thank you very much for everyone saying happy birthday in the chat. Very much appreciate that. I appreciate the love. We're missing someone this week. Do you want to cover off where the Kane Corns of the Insight Fantasy Sports is?
He's an international man of mystery at the moment, isn't he? He's floating around overseas, drinking plenty of piss, having the time of his life with his family. So we know our brother is watching from afar and we do miss him, but he will be back next week, hopefully.
Yes.
Depending on how long it takes for him to sober up once he gets back. But, hey, Tom. Oh, sorry, Skiddy. We've got someone from the UK singing out happy birthday for you, mate. Tommy Drummond, good on you, brother. Well done.
Thank you very much, Tommy. I appreciate that, bros. It'd be
Anyway,
my birthday tomorrow, wouldn't it?
No, it's birthday now wherever you are. If you haven't yet, please hit like and subscribe and hit the bell. Be a triple banger down below. But also jump in our Discord. Inside Unlimited is live and for less than 50 cents a week. And as you good guys know, it's a Zinger box, upsized. Get rid of the potato and gravy, put a dinner roll in there, get yourself an extra burger on the side. And that's what it's going to cost you for the year to get all the best premium content for us. Okay. Entry to our Discord, though, will always be free if you just want to get involved and talk footy with the community. Our Unlimited League, 913351. I repeat, 13351 is live, and you can join up until round 12. We're going to leave it open till a Supercoach Champions ring will be on offer for the winner, thanks to the guys at Supercoach Rings. Our current leader in our Inside Unlimited group is a bloke by the name or team name Maltese Falcon, who is currently sitting 80th overall and only 110 off first place. So we've got someone that's within sniffing range of the lead. Here we go. We've got Herbie in the chat. Hello from, and he's that far away he can't finish his sentences. But anyway.
Hello, Pro.
hello, Pro. Anyway, so our first game that we're going to cover off is going to be Brisbane versus Collingwood, mate. And that's going to be brought to us by our friends at The Standard Squeeze, helping you drink responsibly and conveniently. You can go to the website, thestandardsqueeze.com, and use the code INSIGHT15 to get yourself 15% off everything in store. Now, mate, this first game, Brisbane versus Collingwood, I believe this is the first time in 100 years, or however long, 120-something years, that the grand finalist, the winner, and the runner-up from the grand final are going into round 3 without a win.
And how good is it and how fitting is it that it's Collingwood? That is just music to my ears. We can say it again.
Awesome, isn't it?
Collingwood are currently 0-3. Fantastic news. But yeah, we got the teams in as well, just coming in. And much to many people in the Supercoach world's dismay, Jared Lyons has been omitted.
I don't understand that.
I don't get it. Like, Lachie Neale comes in. Neale, Lyons wasn't meant to be affected by Neale. He was playing with Neale all of last year. The person that really affected him was Will Ashcroft, who's obviously out until later in the season with the ACL.
Absolutely.
But they just dropped Jared Lyons. A little bit of an iffy one for me. So Gardner omitted, Jared Lyons omitted, Connor McKenna's obviously done his string, and we get Payne, Neale, and Darcy Fort in, which I find a little bit weird to bring in another ruckman. I mean, I know Collingwood do Cox and Cameron. Cameron is currently fighting illness as well at the moment.
Yeah.
So tell you what, our Discord boys are absolutely killing it right now in the chat. Kids are saying Skiddy out with beer awareness. Love that.
Just before we continue on, with our standard squeeze crew, we've got some love here from Sam Pope. The one thing that he wants to squeeze, it begins with J and ends in Ake Skidmore. So there we are.
And Sammy Pope can get that anytime he wants, I'll tell you that much. For Collingwood, Hoskin Elliott, he's in.
Yep.
Johnny Noble, finally, much to many, many Collingwood supporters, happiness is finally in. Markov omitted, who Collingwood supporters were calling for the head, and still side bottom managed, which I think is just another way of saying omitted because he was dog shit the other week.
Yep. For Brisbane, we've got Dunkley, who's got a break even of 151. Mainstay of Brisbane's mids. He's got an average of 100 against Collingwood the 2 times he played against them last season. I think he's going to drop a little bit of coin, so he may be worth bringing in a couple of weeks, as Skiddy's getting a lot of love in the chat. Lachie Neale, he's not on the bubble yet. He played 1 game for 112. Which is A-OK for now. Andrews. I like Harry Andrews down back there. Bit of a surprise. He's averaging 119, break-even of 81, and owned by less than 2% of teams. I don't mind that as a bit of a left-field pick. I've got him in a draft league, and he's very good. One of the main beneficiaries of Lions being out is, I think, this next guy, and that's Hugh McCluggage. So I feel like he may go inside and play more of a permanent midfield role. I want to see some consistency first before we look to bring him in. And then what I want to see Brisbane do is I want to see them experiment. So I'd like to see, especially with their run and carry out of D50, Connor McKenna, I don't think he's up to it even when he is fit. But what I'd like to see is them push back Zach Bailey or Dane Zolko. They need an upgrade down there, and an experienced head with some good foot skills, I think, is what they need to get back on track, because that is basically what they lack. When their run and carry dried up against Fremantle, they were stagnant, they were dog shit, and they had nothing. They need some excitement coming out of D50 for them. What do you reckon?
No, I like that call. We thought when Kitty Coleman went down that it was going to be something along the lines of Wilmot and Zorko kind of going back down there to help out. And then they went sideways and went Calamarchi. And that was a little bit iffy, and it just didn't look to have paid off very well against Fremantle. So I think I agree with you there that they do need to like fully put Zorko in there. I'd love to see Bailey in there. I reckon he could fit it really, really nicely. This is going to be a big one for them. It's at the Gabatoir, so they're really going to have to pull up. But let's go into Collingwood, the reigning premiers that are 0-3. Nick Dacos, stinker last week. He went 135 before. I think everyone has a little bit of short-term memory where they kind of go, oh, Dacos is shit again. Oh, we got to get rid of Dacos. And in a sense, I know his schedule is shit coming up, but you just hold. He's got Brisbane this week. Then he's got Hawthorn, who we know Finn McGuinness will probably go to him and lock him down. And then the bye.
Can I just bring up something while you're talking about Dacos?
Yes, sir.
His last 2 scores against Brisbane, 131 and 151.
Now,
we're not getting rid of him.
Was that including the grand final, or is that the 2 games they played through the season last year?
Yes. 2 games they played throughout the season last season.
Perfect.
We're not getting rid of him this week. If you want to trade him off at the thought of getting tagged next week by McGuinness, then so be it. You could go sideways into Luke Ryan, but for me, I'm not touching that. As Skits Fits drops in Dacos 61 this week, I
hope you're wrong. But more or less what I'm saying is, if you don't have Dacos, this is not the time to bring him in. You don't want to bring him in against Brisbane. You don't want to bring him in against Hawthorn. Then he has the bye. It's a no-no. You wait until after that bye.
Yeah. Hey, Kiz just jumped in before we kept talking about Collingwood people. Noah Rainsworth keeps his spot at halfback, 175k in option. Do you know much about him?
Yeah, well, he was playing a little bit more of a pressure forward, kind of, because I always got him mixed up between Ben Ainsworth from Gold Coast, and they play pretty much a similar kind of role. But then they kind of moved him back as well. So now I'm kind of like, I don't. He's definitely one to watch on my radar. I wouldn't be bringing him in yet, but I would definitely be keeping an eye on him, especially what Brisbane are going to do, because what they did with Calamachi did not work against Fremantle. We have to see how they're going to game plan now against Collingwood. And as I say, Collingwood, we've got to keep going. Jordan De Goey, yuck. Average of 59 so far. 59. Shocking. Break even of 131, and he's already dropped 60k. Expect that to be more. Darcy Cameron has been good, average of 113.7 at the moment. Better rucks elsewhere, though, and he's still carrying that illness, so we'll see how he pulls up before the game tomorrow night. How about this one? Bruzzy Maynard. He has been sensational.
The brother of Braden.
Yeah, well, no, Bruzzy's his nickname.
Okay.
Settle down. All right. Okay. I know I got the nickname going on.
I know Bruzzy.
Trying to call me out.
Hey, Deadly.
But I like what you did there. Average of 105.3, break even of 47 in less than 2 of teams. That could be a nice little cheeky pod. I'm just not sure about the price where we can get others. Pendlebury, Supercoach wise, has been consistent, average of 86 with an 89 break even. He could be a little bit behind him, but we need to see how that goes. Another one that I want to bring up, Finney McGuinness. It's not for this week, but 72 last week. He's 123k, and he's had a 69 against Brisbane in the past. Okay. When we're looking at next week to upgrade certain players and then bring in a rookie price, for a break even, Finn McGuinness, this is one that we keep our eye on for.
For sure. I like it. I like it a lot. There's a little bit of discontent, I guess, with Lions being dropped in the chat. But, let's see how it goes.
That's just how it is.
Well, with Kizza, he brings up a good point that our man is a forward as well, Noah Rainsworth. So I'm not sure whether he's on the bubble or not this week. I'll get Kizza to get back to us on that one, but we'll move on so we're not keeping people going too long. Yes, he does mean Reef McGuinness, Kristaps. Definitely.
What did I say?
Oh, something else.
Finn McGuinness did. I said Finn McGuinness. Oh, fuck. My bad. I just want to bring up this one as well. Sam Pope. Dacos will get 40, including 17 kick-ins, 13 free kicks, and 8 uncontested disposals. Brilliant. He will, and that'll do us well for Supercoach, so I'll take it.
Hope so. Let's talk about North Melbourne versus Carlton. So this is going to be played at a Marvel Stadium. For North Melbourne, I know you're a big North Melbourne man, but can I talk about them, or do you want to talk about them?
Yep, you go for it. Go for it, Horse.
Nah, you know what? It's your birthday. Go nuts.
And as my birthday, I am handballing it to you. Go ahead. Talk us up north.
I'm gonna take the uncontested disposal, mate. Thomas Powell. Pow. Do you know what his ownership is?
Mate, it should be skyrocketing this week. I'll tell you that much. We said it last week. He has to be on. This is huge.
He is in 0.3% of teams.
What the fuck are people doing? This is such an absolute cash grab.
It's a walk-up start. Absolutely. So for those of you that are watching, even if he only scores 80, he's got a break even of minus 47, and he's due to make you 50 to 60K this week alone. So it's a prime. Yeah.
How many CBAs was he in last week?
26.
How many CBAs were in the game from North versus Fremantle?
26.
Need I say more, mate? He has got Clarko's trust completely, and he is only 300K. That's going to make you another 50K. This is a no-brainer.
Yep. Well, for those of you listening at home, you know exactly where we're going with this one, and he's a prime bring-in target for us this week. So, Harry, she's God, break even to 72. For those of you that were waiting, for the She's God to drop in price, I'm not going to happen. He's very good. Colby McKercher, break even of minus 68, average of 91.5. Very tasty with DPP coming up in round 6 for him. Tristan Exjiri, break even of 16, average of 107. Still only 8% of teams. LDU, average of 113, break even of 134 in 7% of teams. If you started with him, you've got to hold. Zach Fisher, break even of 63, average of 75 after last week's 101. If you've got him, you've got to hold him. If you don't have him, you're not buying him.
Yep.
The new man, our man, the Tit. One in the...
Two in the...
pink.
One in the pig.
That's right. Maybe the last low price defensive option we have left for a little while, although we have received word that Ethan Phillips may play this weekend. So watch. So Ethan Phillips, I did some digging when I heard this. He had 21 disposals last week and 15 marks playing at fullback. So he looks primed to be coming in. For Carlton, mate, Harry Mackay, what are you doing?
Okay, just quickly as well, Phillips as well, that was not including the amount of spoils he had. I heard that he was like, his opponent was in absolute hell, and he just absolutely destroyed him. So, if he's in, then hell yeah, I'm in, because we need desperately a rookie price defender to come in.
Have a look at this. Just an update from Arson Dragon, who's lit in our chat. 10% of teams' Powell is in now. So that's gone up from 2 o'clock this afternoon when I knocked up the notes.
Well, wait, that is, I mean, look, if they listened to our pod last week, Powell would have already been in 10% from last week's show, but that's all right. If you want to be behind the 8 ball, that's fine. We're not here to worry. Harry Mackay, 398K at the moment, an average of 121, break even of minus 17. Now, it may be for the Brave, but this is against a North Melbourne team that do not have many key backs or any at all. We saw that even Matt Taberner was able to get on top of him a little bit last week. What do you think is going to happen when Kerno-Mackay combination comes in here? Harry also is getting those extra ruck work as well behind Sam De Koning. I'll tell you what, it could definitely be the time. And if you're going to do it, he's definitely going to go up. And he could score quite well this week. Charlie Kerno, break even of 144, average of 82 at the moment. I would suggest wait to the price chops, but I feel like he could have a good score going into this week.
Absolutely.
Paddy Cripps, break even of 90, priced at 545K. A bit inconsistent for the Supercoach. We know this. It could be a good game for him as well. North do give up a little bit in the midfield aspect for Supercoach. So Cripps could be a go. I would say hold if you have him. If you don't have him, don't worry about it yet. Jack Carroll. I mean, yes, thank you, please. You beauty, 123K, minus 69. This is one of those guys where you kind of sit there and go, okay, this is going to make me some serious coin. And he's got an average of almost 70. He should get a fair amount of it this week as well. If you don't have him, I think this is the one where you go, okay, I will consider this price grab and actually bring him in if you have those points in that midfield.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. George Hewitt, 440K, average of 91. Pass, obviously, as Sammy Walsh should be returning in the 2 weeks. Another interesting one that we have to say is Jacob Wiedering could be back for this game.
Yep, I did see that. Chris Tapps brings up a good point with Mackay too, that he looks good in that second ruck role. So you can almost add 20 to 25 points per game if he is playing that secondary ruck role, which means even if he shits the bed and gets 70 as just a forward alone, you add that 20 to 25 and all of a sudden a shit game goes into a 95. And if he's averaging 95 for you, that could be not too bad.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at, mate?
Oh, I just saw, we have a lot of fun in our Discord.
G'day Global too. Yeah.
Yeah, g'day Global. We have a lot of fun in our Discord. We have a great bunch of blokes, and Asa has obviously taken advantage of one of the things that we were saying in there. He says, bottoms up for the tit. Skiddy, first goal, go.
Oh,
and you know what?
Put it down.
I've got to objectively.
Go
you
on.
carry on about the what we got, Freo Adelaide?
Beautiful. Yeah, I'll talk about Freo while you scull your beer, but there's a chance I won't even be able to get through the first name before you finish your stuff. You have a look at the man. Good boy.
Not my first rodeo, Shags.
No, it would appear not. And your break even has just shortened even further. Now, for Fremantle, they're taking on Adelaide at Optus Stadium in Perth. For Fremantle, we got Mr. Luke Jackson, 178 Supercoach points last week, average of 145, break even of 19. He could make a lot of coin this week. Caleb Sarong, 155 so far. As we see, Deadly with the love hearts in the chat. He is currently the best scoring Supercoach player in the AFL. Break even of 41. You've got to get him in if you can. But historically, he's not great against the Crows, Skiddy.
That's bloody oath, mate. He is just averaging just under 100 in his last 3 against Adelaide, which is a little bit concerning if you're trying to bring in Sarong.
That's right. Luke Ryan, average of 146, break even of 54, has a very friendly Supercoach game. Still only owned by 5% of teams.
Horsey.
Nate Fife, yes.
I've just got a quick one for you because I've had a lot of questions about this, right?
Go.
If you had to bring in a defender, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you bring in Luke Ryan at the higher price, or would you bring in Harry Sheezel? Where are you leaning?
I'm going Sheezel.
Yeah, and here's the thing as well. I agree with you as well, and it's not just being like a biased North supporter. It's purely because Shees is currently 60. I think he's like 65K less.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan is playing out of his ass right now. He is averaging 144. This is not going to happen every single week. They killed Brisbane. They dominated North. And I just don't see it happening every single week.
No.
I think what Sheezel is currently doing is on par or below with what he is doing. His disposal efficiency is a little bit less than normal. So I'm going to lean Sheezel as well over Ryan and bank on that he can actually surpass Ryan, even though how good Ryan's start is.
Love it.
Love you.
Nate Fife. Average of 86, sub last game. Maybe a theme moving forward for him, so we'll pass on him. Hayden Young. Mate.
Oh. Horse. As a man that had him, you had him. So what the fuck are you thinking right now? Like,
he's out.
Peace.
He's got 165. Sell now before you lose your coin. Andy Brayshaw.
Wait, just quickly as well. We have gotten reports from Jocelyn Longmuir, Long freaking Flyer, whatever the fuck his name is. He is apparently tagging Jordan Dawson this week is what the reports coming out are. So just be very, very wary of that as well. And that gives you even more of a sign to get rid of him.
There you go. So for those of you that like Zach Dawson, we're not talking about him. We're talking about Jordan Dawson. Andy Brayshaw, average of 112, break even of 120. You get what you pay for with this guy in 3% of teams. Jeremy Sharp, average of 66. Looks a nice price ride. Break even of -63. Jordan Clark, the silent assassin. Average of 113 so far and a break even of 34, mate. Is he a keeper, Skiddy?
I don't know if I can go keeper, but Mick, his role is perfect. It is what we thought Hayden Young's was going to be. It is Sheasel's North Melbourne. It is Nick Dacos's Collingwood. This is what we want. Jordan Clark is that guy for Fremantle. And you might think, oh yeah, Luke Ryan might take up a few of his points and everything like. Luke Ryan gives it to him, so then he kicks it down the field. And he pushes forward as well. It's beautiful to watch. It's very, very hard, right? When you're tossing up the defenders right now, there's Sheasel, there's Nasiah Wanganeen-Millera, and there's Jordan Clark. And it is the toughest of tough things, but me and Mika hopefully have got the right answer for you. But honestly, I don't think you can't go wrong. I think you can just do a little bit better with each individual one, but it's going to be around the mark each time.
Just something that Global's brought up here in the chat. I can't get Powell this week. Do you think they're going sideways from Jordan to Powell if Powell goes another time? I don't think so. Jordan's averaging north of, 85 at the moment or around 85? So I think that's just a waste of a trade, mate.
Yep, I agree.
Yep. Deadly's put in there. He's stolen Hayden Young's role, and I absolutely agree, mate. So Hayden Young, you are out. For Adelaide, Jordan Dawson, anyway, average of 89, break-even of 189. He's going to drop huge coin. Rory Laird, average of 122, break-even of 126. Mr. Consistent for Supercoach. Matt Crouch, one of the biggest surprises so far this season, average of 121, break-even of 36. He's a buy. He's only in 7% of teams. Sam Berry still has a break-even in the negatives, -3. He did get subbed off last week, though. He's got an average of 66. And Riley O'Brien, average of 96 so far. Scored 116 last week, Skiddy. But as per your statistical data, Geelong are the best team to play against for rucks for Supercoach scoring?
They are second. So the best team is West Coast, then it's Geelong, then Bulldogs, North, and someone else are all plus 100. Yeah. And if he's only scoring 116 versus Geelong, that is not good enough for me for my ruck, because obviously scared thing, they score high. Yeah. It's not overtaking Grundy, Gawn, or English, or Briggs. Not a chance.
Just a quick one here from Mick Higginson. Let's rank these ones, mate. Dempsey, Sharp, Carroll. You go first.
Oh, Dempsey, Sharp, Carroll. Okay, well, Dempsey, obviously a little bit more of an inflated price. You can probably get a little bit less of the forward there. Sharp, Carroll, if we're basing it just on the potential for being good as an actual AFL player, I rate Dempsey way higher. For Supercoach and Roll right now, danger's out. Okay, I still think I go Dempsey 1, Sharp 2, Carroll 3, purely because Carlton have outs. I think Carroll will still make coin right now, but later on when like Walsh and stuff come back, Carroll will fade out. Sharp will stay there because Freo need his run, but Dempsey has the potential to be an absolute gold mine for Geelong. Yep. How about you?
Absolutely. I'm going to go a little left field from what you're saying just there, mate. I do like Dempsey. I think he's got the highest ceiling out of all these guys, but none of these three guys are keepers. So I'm going to go from a cash gen point of view. So I'm going to rank Carroll number 1, Sharp number 2, and Dempsey number 3. Dempsey number 3 because he could go 90s, but he could also like last week, get you in the 50s. Sharp and Carroll, they're up around the pill lot. Sharp is a mainstay on the wing, very fit. Carroll's been playing through the midfield, has the potential to score you 60, 70, 80s each week without having to rely on scoring. So while Dempsey is top tier, he's not a keeper, nor are any of these. And if we're basing this purely on cash gen, Carroll, Sharp, then Dempsey.
I like how we both gave that the two different ways of saying it. One of us went potential wise of actually being an AFL player, and the other one went cash gen wise. Love that. Base that on what you want, and you're probably going to sit right in the middle and just go Sharp because he was in the middle of both.
That's right. I don't really want to talk about Essendon, but we're going to move into the next game, mate.
No, we have to.
I know.
They weren't that bad. They weren't that bad. Sydney are good. Zach Merritt looked good. Let's wait.
Talk about Essendon. Essendon versus Saints at Marvel.
Essendon versus Saints, as we can say again. Thank you very much, St Kilda. Collingwood are 0-3. For Essendon, though, Zach Merritt. I mean, look, I can give as much shit as I want to Essendon, but God damn it, that was one of the best captain and leadership performances last week by Zach Merritt. Zach Merritt, he has a break even of 109, start off the year very, very well. 129.5 average at the moment. Sensational work by him. Nick Martin, how many people do you reckon have we heard this week that have been absolutely blasting Nick Martin?
Heard it a bit, yeah.
Yeah. I know you don't want to hear it, but I'm more for it. Martin, he has a break even of 128. Was better last week. And purely that was because of his disposal efficiency, because we know how bad it was in the first. It got better. I think it was 77 last week. So good, not great. Still has the role. We just need to see him improve a little bit more. Will Setterfield. Jeez, he's just gone back to doing what he does. But, Parrish is still on the horizon. Is he injured?
Parrish?
Setters?
Yeah, hamstring.
No, Setters.
No, I think Setters is right this week.
Oh,
There's
he's
a
right.
niggle,
Okay,
but I
cool.
think he's right. Yeah.
Yep, sweet as. Average of 122, break even of 24. But obviously we have to watch from Parrish. Andy McGrath, he's been so good so far for Essendon. Average of 113, break even of 49. Started the year very well. It's almost like him and Nick Martin are sharing, that halfback running kind of role. They are very, very worried. They're not very worried, but they're not just going to one. It's not like Sheasel for North. They're happy to go through either. So that's good. Johnny Labosco is coming into chat as well. He's just said Setters does have a knee concern. Not sure how serious it is, though.
Is that Dr. Labosco?
That is Dr. Labosco.
And does he work out of the Heidelberg Dorovich Center?
Hey, we'll claim it. That's absolutely fine. You don't worry about that, mate. Jade Gresham. I mean, look, 121 last week, break even of 34. He has been north of 500K prior when he played at St Kilda. But can you really trust an Essendon deep forward?
I can answer that.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
No, you can't.
And Johnny does say, yes, he does. Yes. I believe he's also well known to the Melbourne doctor that's been getting into a lot of news
that's
this
right.
week.
Global, we do need 10 more merits. I'm absolutely with you, mate. And Deadly, if cloning was going on, we'd need another probably 40 merits on our list, mate, to be able to contest for the flag this year. For St Kilda, Jack Steele started off this year with an average of 119.5. He's been very good. He's got a break even of 61. If you don't have him, now's the time to bring him in. I do believe that he's going to be a keeper moving forward. Isaiah Wanganeen Malera.
Oh, here we go.
The big Wang. The slug. One of the most traded in this week, I feel. Yeah. Average of 110 so far, break even of 48. Could be a top 10 defender by the end of the year. Could be. He started off the season well, but we don't want to go too early. Rowan Marshall.
Hey, I was going to say, man, that Wang be swinging for sure. But we have to remember that DPP is a thing after round 6. Can we get some players in there? That kind of makes it a little bit iffy. But right now, the big Wang, I'm loving his role. And let's also preface this. Me and Horse, we were a little bit iffy on Wang at the start of the week, right? And I personally was all on Jordan Clark over Wang. Big difference now. Brad Crouch is now out for 6 weeks, which will then send Jack Sinclair into the midfield, which will then open up the space for Nasiah Wanganeen-Miller to do his thing off halfback. Yes. If you want to bring in the big Wang, all systems go. Get on it.
Yeah. And Suvlaki there, loving his Wang over a boner.
Loving his Wang over a boner.
So we'll get to him in a sec, mate. Machado Owens, average of 84, break even of 84. What you see is what you get there. Rowan Marshall, average of 116, break even of 128. Will drop a little bit in price. Marcus Winhager, Defender mid DPP, average of 64. 64 in week 1, 104 last week. So an average of 80 throughout the first couple of weeks. Probably too risky for me at 323K because there's a lot of love for the deep wang in the chat.
Yeah. Also, deep wang for the DP. For the DP.
Anyway.
Brilliant.
It's good. I love that. Riley Boner.
Bonner. The boner.
Oof.
The boner.
Oof. What do we do? Break even of 10. But I'm going to hold on to him for the pure reason that Jack Sinclair has to push up into the midfield now.
I think if you have him, hold, but don't bring him in. That's a no-no. Also, too, just another quick one that I just remembered. Essendon give up a shitload of Supercoach points to running halfbacks. D'Ambrosio absolutely destroyed him. Matty Roberts, Nick Blakey, and who was it? Josh Weddle. Those 4 guys against Essendon have all been around the ton or over the ton in the 2 games that Essendon have, and they just do not provide the forward pressure to be able to stop these halfbacks. So that's why Wang and the boner. That's why you hold if you haven't. If you have the boner, you hold this. You definitely hold the boner this week. And if you have the wang, you bring in some wang this week. All right, it's just as simple as that.
It's quite simple when you put it that way, isn't it?
It is.
So,
it is.
And the boner is firm, but the wang is coming on strong. Boys.
Boys, you're on fire tonight, all right?
Yeah, it's good, yeah. Jack Sinclair working his way back into it. 78 last week. Will drop cash after next week. Mate, the Port Adelaide Footy Club take on the Melbourne Footy Club in Adelaide this week. For Port Adelaide, some of this stuff that I can't read on there.
No, you got to highlight. You have to highlight kisses.
We'll get in trouble.
All right, fair enough.
All right. He's going in the snow. He's doing some skiing. So for Port Adelaide, Zach Butters with an average of 146, break even to 68. He will smash that. He's one of the best Supercoach players that we have going around at the moment. Willem Drew, average of 114 after his 144 last week. Still a pass, though. He's too inconsistent. Dan Houston, average of 111, break even of 134. He will drop some price this week, I feel, and that could be music to our ears to bring in a reduced price primo into our backlines. Ollie Wines, toot, 96.5. What you see is what you get here. If you've got him, I'm upgrading now. Connor Rozee, average of 102. He's been unlucky not to score better. I've been watching how he's been going, and a lot of points he's been missing out on is his teammates dropping marks where he'd get points for hitting targets and that sort of jazz. So I feel like a good score for him is just around the corner. If you've got him, you're holding, you're not going sideways.
Do you know what his disposal efficiency was last week when they played Richmond? Was it Richmond?
No.
Yeah, it was Richmond.
Yeah.
50% from Connor Rozee.
He's much better than that.
50%. There's no way that Connor Rozee is going to be going at 50%. That's a no. So, yep. Couldn't agree more there.
Yep. The Hornbag, 112. He scored in round 1. He may be back this week. We'll see how we go. He's still.
I've heard
whinging.
No.
Okay. So he's still whinging about an ice bath. And
correct.
Kane Farrell. I like him. I really like him. So he's from this area in Central Victoria. He's averaging 103 after 2 games and priced at just over 400K. Underrated, and I really like him.
Mate, that kid, his boot is out fucking rageous. He's got such a shoe on him. I reckon he's one of those blokes where, you know, when someone does a good kick and you go, oh, shoe. Oh, shoe.
Good shoe.
He does it every single bloody time. He's just, fantastic.
He's a little bloke, but he's just got such good timing, doesn't he?
Oh, 100%. All right, I'll talk about the old D-baggers.
Please do.
Gorn, the big Gorn. The dart smoking, cruiser punching, gorgeous man he is. Average of 115.7, break even of 60 this week. If you don't have him and you want him, it's time to get him in as that ruck 2 option. I like that. Track. Old sex track, Christian Petrarca. I did just remember as well, Mick, we've been doing a lot of nicknames as well that everyone's going to be all like, obviously getting around. But I forgot that there's some people that we got told that they're more NRL orientated, and we have to also put in their actual name so that they know who we're talking about. So Sex Track, Christian Petrarca, average of 124.3, break even of 112, absolute gun. I feel like he can actually get to the break even as well. If you have him, you hold, can bring him in when you need to. He's absolute gun. Clary Oliver. What the hell happened to him? Oh, he has a finger injury apparently, or he had to get scans, or something's going on with Clary. Johnny Labosco has just said, if Clary doesn't get the naughties out of his system before the drug testing, Cozzy will be getting a bit of mid-time. And could not agree more. It's going to be either Cozzy Pickett or Alex Neil-Bullen that are going to benefit here for the Ds. But Clary, average of 92. He's already lost 48K last week. Probably will lose a lot more this week with a break even of 168. Could be under 600K, which is a little bit of an interesting thing. Shocking day for some scans. Caleb Windsor, average of 58 and a 40 last week. He has a break even of 8, but he's actually one of the worst cash gen midfielders or forwards that we can actually get right now. I know one of them was a sub, but I don't know. I feel like Goody doesn't have his full faith in Windsor like we do along that wing. I feel like he can. They're happy to chop and change the system. So I'm not in on Windsor as much as I was, even though I really like how good of a player he is and how he can run it. I just don't think Goody is. So it's a no from Supercoach. Billings, break even of minus 34, average of 66 so far. I've said this so many times. Billings, his Supercoach score relies so heavily on Melbourne actually playing well. If they can't get on top of Port Adelaide, Billings is going to play like he's going to score shit. And it could be a time where you actually move him off for someone else, like maybe Tom Powell from North Melbourne. Marty Hoare, 10 last week, but still has a break even of minus 223K. I still think he's good. It was obviously a sub action. I don't mind Hoare because of the scarcity of the low price defenders that we have at the moment. Sure. But how about this bloke? If you do not have him in your team, what have you been doing for the last 2 weeks?
How do we get Howe in?
Howes, have you not got Howes in yet, mate? And I'll tell you what, average of 74.3, break even of minus 22 after he's already gone up money. And do we have to make this even more delicious? Stephen May is out. Jake Lever may also be out. Oh, it's Howes time, baby. It is Howes time. Because what I think is going to happen is, and I would love for Johnny to get me in here, who is liking the Dr. Labosco thing in the chat and wants to be part of the pod. Might have to get him on while Justin's over in Singapore. If I think it's going to be Tom McDonald that's going to have to play that main back role for Melbourne with with May out, and if Lever is out especially, I know Tomlinson will probably come in and they're going to try and do the same thing that Lever and May do with McDonald and Tomlinson. Howes is going to keep doing his same thing. I still think Howes is going to keep generating his cash.
For sure. Spot on. All right, so the Insight Games. Hopefully everyone that's in the watching us at the moment is in. But the Insight World Cup is brought to you by the guys here at the Insight Fantasy Sports team. If you ever thought that you were elite at Supercoach, well, now you can prove it year in, year out with the Insight Fantasy Sports World Cup, featuring all 4 Supercoach sports in NRL, AFL, NBL, and BBL. It is $20 to join now that the AFL and NRL seasons have started. So get in quick before you miss out. Your rankings will be calculated together, and the best performer over the 4 sports will take out the best Supercoach player in the world. Join our Discord, which will be below, to find out more and to register. So our next lot of games are going to be brought to you by our friend Ryan at Astute Newstead. Are you wanting to buy your first home or even an investment property and you don't know how? Or are you the current owner of a house or property with an interest rate of 6.2% or above? Well, we can guarantee you that there are better options for you, and Ryan can find them for you free of charge. His link is down below, his link tree, where you'll be able to contact him, or his phone number, 0431 766 784, and tell him the boys at Insight sent you. So, Sunday, we have the Doggies versus the West Coast Weagles at Marvel.
Oh, yeah. How good's that?
So, English?
Oh, mate. Doggies versus Weagles. Look, as I've said, I've put together the numbers. Eagles give up 132 average to opposing ruckman, and that is with Ivan Soldo being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
If Ivan Soldo can put up those numbers against the Weagles, Tim English is going to take the absolute piss. He has an average currently of 128.5, break even of 148. I reckon he'll probably get that. Mm-hmm. What do you reckon, Horse?
Yeah.
Yep.
Easily.
Yep.
Hey, before you move on, if our man Powell goes 100 next week, has to do the Frank the Tank go pow pow. Okay.
I will 100% do that for you, Kizza. You got my word there, mate. Bontempelli, average of 131, break even of 148. Good chance that he makes it. But as per SCN, apparently Bontempelli has a syndesmosis injury, but our Bulldogs man, who will remain nameless because we like having him as our Bulldogs man, has not heard of a thing of it. We know that he had a little ankle niggle that we all saw during the game, and now apparently he has syndesmosis.
Yeah, that's right. So no Libba, no Bont on the track, but by all reports, they both will be fine to play this week.
Yep. Libba, average of 103.5, break even of 160. Will likely drop cash this week. If you have him, you just hold, though. That is fine. He'll Libba what he Libbers needs to do. Sam Darcy, big one that we need to talk about right now. Do we go early after his 109 last week? Or do we wait until he's on the bubble next week? Big Horse, what are your thoughts on Sam Darcy?
I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely waiting.
Yep. I'm with you. Surely there is no goddamn way in the world that Luke Beveridge drops Sam Darcy for that cone Rory Lobb. There is no goddamn way. I don't care if Rory Lobb kicked 4 in the VFL. Sure, Sam Darcy kicked 5. I don't care. I do not. There is no way that he is credible enough to be able to drop Sam Darcy for that cone anymore. Nope, I'm not hearing it. Also, too, the extra ruck work. Love that for Sam Darcy. Beautiful. Zinger. How about this? He gets the sub. He gets the vest in the first week, and we're all going, oh, no. He has an average of 71 because he comes out and gets a 99 when he plays the whole damn game. Bevo, is it that hard? Come on, mate. This coaching shit is easy. He has a break even of minus 37. We hold the Zinger. Zinger will be well. JJ, average of 97. Hey, Justin, that's right. I just said it. JJ has an average of 97 over 2 games. Some might say that's a surprise. Not if you talk to the skid right here, because he called the JJ resurgence. Break even of 42. There is a good chance, though, that he will not get that this week.
Nothing like referring to yourself in third person either. I love it.
You know it, mate. He's average of 416. There's better options to be had with Millerer and Clark around that point. Bramble, average of 95.5. I'll tell you, we called this a week ago or so, Horse. Bramble looks bloody good off the halfback flank. The thing we were worried about was Caleb Daniel was the sub. How's he go with Ballydale and JJ for a whole game? He had all 3 of them last game, and he pulls out an 84. Minus 26. He's only 300, almost not even 300K at the moment.
292.
He looks bloody good, mate. So
looks real tasty.
People have been saying, hey, I might bring in Bramble. I don't hate it in the slightest. I just don't think his upside is there with those other three in the team.
You're bringing him in as a stepping stone into a primo.
Correct.
Yep. So
Arsenal, no, I'm not taking Bramble over the Wang. I am taking the Wang over Bramble, but Bramble for 15 policies, deadly, bang on money. Yep, love that.
Yeah, and that might come up in another episode that we've got later on in the pod, mate. The West Coast Eagles, McLovin, break even of 14, has a massive injury risk written all over him, but a nice pod. He's averaging 126.5 at the moment, 470K, and he's owned by 0.6% of teams. Harley Reid, average of 70.5, has a break even of 24. That's nice there. Duggan, we spoke about him a couple of weeks ago as well after he shit the bed with his 49. He's got a break even of 126. Could be a nice downgrade target in a couple of weeks. Elliot, average of 103, break even of 47. He's been really good. I'm buying stocks in Elliot Yeo, just not in my team at the moment. And one I want everyone to look out for because we have been pretty bang on the money with people coming through the system. Clay Hall, dominating at waffle level. He may get a chance this week. I want people to keep an eye on him because at 117K as a midfielder, he could be a nice downgrade target in 3 or 4 weeks' time. Mate, we've got 2 more games to go until we get into some other parts of our podcast, and that is Richmond versus Sydney at the MCG, mate. Would you like to talk about the Richmond Footy Club?
Yeah, I'll go the Tiggies. Baker, fresh off 140 last week. This was a swap between the halfback flank and the half forward flank. I'm pretty sure he kicked 3, so not bad by him. He's only averaging 78 after the last 2 where he stunk it up. Not for me, but I am just keeping an eye on him maybe after the bye. We'll see how it goes because he does have forward defender eligibility like that. Taranto looked a lot better last week. Break even is 111. He's already lost 40K, so could be, a little bit later on. Nank, average of 116 this year. Will be around that mark, and that's what he's always done throughout his year. But it's just too risky. I feel like there's better ruckman to be able to have.
It definitely is. Yep.
Shai Bolton. Oh, Jesus. He has an average of 72 so far this year. He has a break even of 137.
Can I do it?
You can do it.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Absolutely a perfecto, Mr. Delaney.
Yes.
It's classic by him. He looked so good at some points in the midfield for Richmond and then did stuff all for the rest of the game. He's already lost 40K, likely to lose another 40K as well from his piss poor efforts in the first week. But saying it, let's say he gets to 450, Mick, as a forward. What do you reckon?
Juicy. That's juicy. Because as we've seen in previous years, he doesn't hit his straps till round 4, round 5. By that time, he'll be around 450, and that's when I'll jump. Yeah.
Absolutely. Bingo. And this man, this is an absolute horsey special straight out of the stables. Picking Campbell out of absolutely nowhere, out of all the other players that we could have chosen, and you went, nope, I'm sticking tight with Campbell. You liked what you saw from him. Average of 60 at the moment. He'll be better for last week, but he's still only at a break even of -12, and he's already made us, 40 or 50K?
Nearly 50K, yeah, and scored 80 last week. Yep.
How good's that? It's on the mark. Now, look, as much as we like to blow smoke up our asses for when we get shit right, we're also happy to cop it when we're wrong. We thought that this man would be getting a shitload of the ball down in the defense for Richmond, and he has been absolute shithouse.
Yes.
Jaden Short, 64 last week, averaging 94. I don't care. Velasquez is absolutely shitting all over him, taking all of the posies. They're trying to get it out of defense as fast as they can. They don't care about getting into Short's hands. He's not taking the kick-ins, which is absolutely outrageous. And no. Short, he's gone for me this week. No thanks. Give me Sheasel, give me Wanganeen Miller, give me Clark. I don't care. Short has done his dash for me.
He's gone.
Velasquez, yeah, he's done, mate. He's done.
Well, I'll do it for you.
Thank you. Blashuan, an average of 107 so far, and even after the 71 last week, he's still only in 1% of teams, but he's playing well. Why is he doing better than Short? He's taking intercept marks. He's doing what he needs, and he's kicking out as well. And also, too, when he's taking these intercept marks, he'd normally look for Short. Richmond are more than comfortable with having the ball in his hands to be able to get it out of the back line. He's absolutely cooking Short. I'm not bringing him in yet, but I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. How about you, Mickey Dell? Tell me about the 3-0 Sydney Swans, which is going to give our man Phil a bit of a hard on.
He's the Wang is going to be well and truly rock hard by the time we finish with Sydney. But Errol Gordon back to 614k. We did say he dropped to around 600k. Break even of only 90 this week. So if you want to jump on him, you may have to do it this week. Average of 111 after his 148 last week. Buy season for Goulden is here. Isaac Heaney, he went up 60k last week, or 61k, sorry, average of 136. He's priced at 545k now and still has a break even of 45 this week. He could end up close to 600k in a couple of weeks' time.
Woo.
Chad Warner, break even of 98, probably priced around about where you'd expect. Yep. He's got a bit of that Eshe look about him, doesn't he? Brody Grundy, average of 103, break even of 112. What are we doing here? Is it time to panic with Grundy, or do we just sit and wait at the moment?
I don't know about you, Horse. I don't hate the fact of getting rid of Grundy, but I have spot fires in other positions that I want to take care of. Like, I want Tom Powell in my forward line. That is a must. I want to bring Massimo D'Ambrosio into my defense. And then I'm also bringing in another defender as well, where I'm just not worried about. Grundy's not my main concern right now.
That smells like a boost.
Oh, yeah, it's a boost. Oh, 100% I'm going to boost again.
Back-to-back boosty boy.
You know it, baby. I'm getting that shit right, all right?
Good. James Jordan, average of 84.3, break even, still only 9. Perfect. Yep. Keep making money, baby. And along with this guy, Matty Roberts, average of almost 80, 79.5, break even, still of minus 35. Make it rain, baby. Last game of the week will be on Monday.
I have to do it, though, Mick. I have to do it. Phil, as biased as you are and as way too much Sydney bullshit that I need to hear, you are absolutely spot on with Matty Roberts, and I'm so glad that I listened to you and let you talk me into how good that this bloke can be. I wasn't 100% sure on it. I backed you, and thank you very much. He has been sensational.
That is about as nice as I've ever heard you be. So, Phil, take that as you will. Our Monday game, we have Hawthorn versus Geelong at the MCG, which, looking from the outside, you would think Geelong easily, but it's always a cracker game between Hawthorn and Geelong. So, let's see how this goes. I'll let you talk to me about Geelong, mate.
Yeah, this is throwback to the prime days of Geelong versus Hawthorn when we get to watch them in the grand final and just loving it. So I know Ass is going to be absolutely stoked when I start saying these boys. Tom Stewart, break even of 120 this week. I think he could almost get it, in fairness. Average so far of 119.5, top 6 back, no doubt. In fairness as well, Adelaide, Tom Stewart was pretty much wearing an Adelaide jersey last week. They just kept kicking it to him. He was in every position. It was fantastic.
But do you know what? It's going to be the same this week because Hawthorn have a shit way of going about it. They just look for Mitch Lewis all the time.
Yeah, but also, too, they don't have Kaczynski anymore there, so that he's not weighing them down. So that's also good to say. Maxi Holmes, this is one of the ones that shits me up the wall. Megan, you were talking about how good Max Holmes is going to be for Supercoach, and we go, oh, no, we'll wait until he gets DPP and he goes in defender. We did the exact same goddamn thing for Nick Martin, and Max Holmes has been so much better than Nick Martin. He's got a break even of 46, average of 103. He's been fantastic, looking great off the half-back line for Geelong. Brian Myers, no, Asa, I will not call him what you want me to call him. All right, fine. The Messi of the AFL, Brian Myers, average of 92, break even of 72. one of the best small forwards in the game. I will admit that. Absolutely. He looks fantastic when he's the link-up option for Geelong.
Yeah.
Ollie Dempsey, cash cow, so much potential right now. Average of 79. He's got a break even of -71. Yes, sir, Mickey Dell. Love that. Jai Clark now. He's a hold.
Massive hold.
Is a hold. Danger out 6 weeks. Jai Clark is going to reap the benefits of this. He's going to get so much more midfield time. I know he has the 13 from round 1. I don't care. I will be holding this. He's got an average of only 36. Scored 60 last week. This is much improved. We said he just needs a little bit of game experience under his belt, and he's going to gain with confidence. Yep, he's going to be fine. Jessa Cameron, average of 88, break even of 85 after the 57 last week. That hurt a little bit. It was quite a game for Jessa, which concerned me a little bit because Tomahawk was the one that was moving down like into the back line further up the field. I don't know as much as I like Jessa. I'm just not sure. But that's what we got for Geelong. Horse, what do you got for Hawthorn?
I got only a little bit. Sicily, break even of 195, which is stupid large. Could be a nice downgrade target for us in a couple of weeks when and if Hawthorn gets their back sorted. I feel like with the way Ethan Phillips played in the Resis, if he comes into the seniors and plays that role, then it's going to loosen Sicily right up, and that's when we're going to jump. So Skiddy and I will be all over that, and we'll let you know when the right time to go on Sicily will be. D'Ambrosio, did you know that he is averaging he is the best Hawthorn Supercoach player this year? So Massimo D'Ambrosio has a break even of -82. His average of 104.5 for Hawthorn at the moment. Buy. And in case you didn't hear me the first 2 times, buy. He's still in only 39% of teams as well. I cannot believe that. On the other side of things, we've got John Newcomb. He's a massive sell. Average of 66 for someone that's priced at around 550K. Break even of 179. He's going to drop that coin. It's a Mia Mario. Yeah.
It's a Mia Massimo.
It's a Mia Mario. Dylan Moore last week, quieter with a 44, 140 break even. Could be a nice downgrade target at some point, but not for me, especially coming back from glandular fever. And 2 that I want to bring up, Amon and Impey, both with averages of 85 and 83. They're both passes for me. You will get a better elsewhere.
Horsey.
Yes.
No. Horsey, I have one more.
Go.
Josh Weddle.
Oh
my God, does he look good off the half-back flank for
he
Hawthorn?
Does. 373K, is he?
I know, and it's just that the bad thing is it's just at that weird kind of price bracket where we're just not like you just can't bring him in yet. But my God, keep your eyes on him because this kid has so much talent, so much speed, so much ability. Just keep your eyes on Josh Weddle because there is a point where he's going to absolutely open the floodgates.
Yeah, so with scores of 94 against Essendon, 91 against Melbourne, he has a break-even of 27, and he's due to make probably 30K this week, so it'll be north of 400K next week.
Yep.
All right.
It's just that thing where you kind of go, you can go lower price with Massimo, or you look for the higher price where you can get more potential out of Nasiah Wanganeen-Miller or Jordan Clark, or go real full ball and go Sheasel. But just keep your eye for future weeks on Josh Weddle because if we get a chance, oh, God, I am bringing him in.
He looks sexy, doesn't he? So, mate, what we're going to do is we're going to do our buy, holds, and sells for the community. So let's kick it off with who we think you should be buying this week.
Targets acquired.
At the top of the list, I had Jared Lyons, but he's not playing, so let's fuck him off. And let's start with Luke. Let's start with Luke Jackson. Jackson, average of 145, break even of 19. He's going to make great coin. So whether you bring him in just to generate coin, or whether you think he can be your bloke that can average 100 even when Darcy comes back, I like it. Really like it. Then we've got Caleb Sarong. He's the best Supercoach player so far this year, 155. break even of 41. You got to get him in if you can. Luke Ryan, average of 146, break even of 54, has a very Supercoach friendly game and still only owned by 5% of teams. Skiddy.
Yes, sir.
You want to go with the next couple, mate?
Yeah, mate. Tommy Powell. Pow, pow. Pow, 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 pow. Tom Powell, he's only owned, well, now we know he's owned in 10% of leagues. He has an average of 112, break even minus 47. As I said, centre bounce attendances, 26 or 26. That's all we need to say. Harry, the She's God, break even of 72. For those that you're waiting for the price drop, no. We get Sheezy in now. Colby McKercher, if you didn't start with Kirch, you're really stuffing that up because that is a break even of minus 68. And I believe you'll be able to hold him until the DPP where we can put him in defender. Tristan Seri, break even of 16, average of 107. It's bloody interesting to me, mate, because I got Tingles and Grundy, and it's like, I'm not sure yet, but we'll see how we go. Fuck. Sorry, you got to highlight asses because fucking Catalina wine mixer. Pow! Harry McCoy. 398k, average of 121. If you're going to get him in, this is going to be the one right now. He's going to absolute skyrocket after playing North. Jack Carroll, 123k. It's perfect for your midfield as a small price. Matty Crouch. Yeah, boy. Average of 121, break even of 36. We know that he's great for Supercoach. Shithouse for Adelaide, but that's all right. Jackie Steele. Yep. Horse has been speaking this into existence from the pre-season. He's now got the break even of 61. He should smash that.
Yep.
Horse, talk us to it about Nasiah Wanganeen Millera, the big Wang.
The Wang. I reckon he'll be one of the most traded in this week. Average of 110, break even of 48. So he's going to make you coin. Zach Butters, average of 146, break even of 68. He will smash that also. Maxi Gone are the days where you're just going to be able to pick him up for a bottom price because he will go north of 600k very soon. Average of 115, break even of 60 this week. It is time to get him if you want him. If not, you'll just have to fade him. The Zinger, 99 last week, break even of 37. Your boy, the Zinger.
Mate, he's not upsized yet, but shit, I can't wait for the day when he is upsized because
your boy, in case Herbie's still listening, Jason Johannesson, is that his name? JJ. Average of 97. He's been the surprise packet so far. Break even of 42. Could make you some nice coin. Lockie Bramble, average of 95.5. Another smoky. Break even of minus 26. If you're going to bring him in, you're going to do it this week. Elliot, average of 103. That's it. Break even of 47. He's been really good, and I'm buying stocks in Elliot. Matty Roberts from Sydney, average of almost 80. Break even of 35 still. Make it rain coin, Robbo.
Thank you, Phil.
Errol, back to 614k. This is probably as cheap as we're going to get him. So if you want him, this week is the week. Isaac Heaney, 515k. He is now up 61k from last week. Average of 136, break even of 45. Could make you another 40 or 50k this week alone. Maxi Holmes, break even of 46, average of 103.5. This guy's been very good. It is buy season, and I'll let you finish off with the others, mate.
Ollie bloody Dempsey, what a man. Average of 79, break even of minus 71. Yep. If you're going to bring him in, get him the fuck in right now as that forward line. Jai Clark, massive hold. As we said, Dangerfield is out 6 weeks. Jai Clark will benefit from this. He has a break even of minus 3. I don't care about the 13. He will be better for this. And look, if you're going to do it, it's Massimo D'Ambrosio. I can't do it as well as Horse, but he gives a shit. Best scorer for Hawthorn so far. He has a break even of minus 82. Yep, I said that. Minus 82. If you're going to bring him in as these defenders, mate, it's Massimo all the way. Horsey boy. Tell me about some cells.
I can do that. Now, these players that we're going to bring up, we think you need to get rid of before they drop too much coin or there's too much risk associated with them. And to top the list, it is Jordan De Gorn. He's been yuck so far this year, hasn't he? Average of 59, has a break even of 131, and he's already dropped 60K. So we're getting rid of him. Nate Fife. I know people probably think, what are you on about Horse? But he's got an average of 86. He was sub last game. I think there's just risk moving forward with him. I'm probably looking to move on. If you want to spend the extra, 30K and move up to Tommy Powell, I'd be doing that.
Pow.
Aiden Young, yuck. He's gone. Average of 66, break even of 165. Sell now. Jordan Dawson, average of 89 so far, break even of 189. He's going to drop huge coin in the next couple of weeks. Nick Martin, break even of 128. He was better last week, but I can understand the sell. Ollie Wines, toot, 96.5. What you see is what you get here. I would upgrade before he drops price and go elsewhere. I'd probably go sideways from Wines to Crouch. I think that you've almost got yourself on nearly a premium there. Shy Bolton, yuck. Average of 72 so far, break even of 137. Lost almost 41K last week, likely to lose another 40K this week. And you want to go with the last three, mate?
Yeah, mate, as we just said with Bolton as well, we watch when that price is down. When that price is down, then that's when we jump on Bolton. James Sicily, break even of 195. Nope. Nice downgrade target if and when Hawthorn actually get their back sorted. So hopefully Phillips comes in. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, another Hawthorn player. Jai Newcomb, absolute massive sell. He's been dog shit. James Warple is all over his positioning. He is not making his way around the ground. He has a break even of 179. Please sideways him to someone you have to, because Newcomb is just going to kill your money. Oh, look at that. Another Hawthorn player. We got more. Quieter last week with a 44, 140 break even. It could be a very good downgrade option, though. We know that he had the glandular fever, so it could be someone that we get in later on when he pushes back up. Horse, we've got a couple of hold options as well with our buy, sell, and now a bit of hold.
Let's hold it.
Oh, bit of
good Braveheart.
Good say.
I like it.
Don't mind that.
Let's kick it off with Nick Dacos, mate.
Oh, the old Nakos. He had a stinker last week, but let's just be patient because he did have 135 the week before. Again, we preface it in saying that if you have him, you hold. If you don't have him, do not bring him in until after the bye. LDU. Average of 113, break even of 134. He's currently in 7% of teams. Him and Tom Pella working all right in the middle. Will be better than that. That's all right. No worries there. Riley Bonner.
What a time to bring this up. You may take our Bonner, but you'll never take our Wang.
That is elite. That is elite. Yep, no. As Asa has said, we will definitely prefer the Wang over the Boner, but if you have the Boner, you hold because we expect Sinclair to go into the middle for Crouch being out. So you will keep holding him. Caleb Windsor, average of 58 after the 40 last week, break even of 8. He's been a sub. I don't know Horse. He's got us a little bit of coin. I don't personally have Windsor, but I think it's almost time to get rid of him.
No, I'm holding.
You're holding? All right.
Yep.
I can see with the break even. I'm just a little bit. Yeah, okay. One more week. Yeah. I can get on board one more week. A week after that, no, he's gone for me. Unless we see a significant improvement. Billings, break even of minus 34. But as we've said, it has to be. He is only good when Melbourne are firing. So maybe the week after, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have a bit of whore.
Yeah.
Bit of whore. He had a 10 last week. We has a break even of minus 2. He's 123K. I can still see the reasoning for bringing in a bit of whore. Gotta love a bit of whore. How about you? Tell me a bit of a libber.
Well, Tommy Liberatore is averaging 103.5, break even of 160. He will likely drop cash. So if you don't have him, you could look to bring him in a couple of weeks' time. Or if you've got him, you've got to hold him. You just have to because he will come good. Jaden Short, 64 last week, still averaging 94 though, even with the 64. I think this was just a bad game. So I would hold if I had him. But if you don't have him, I'm not looking to bring him in. Jai Clark, he's a massive hold. Without danger there, he will get more inside mid-time. Yes, the average is only 36 because he scored shit out the first game, but he still has a -3 break even. And with a big score this week, the 13 from his 13 touches in round one will be out of his 3-round scoring, and he will go high. Jeremy Cameron, average of 88, break even of 85 after his 57 last week. Hold him if you started with him, but I'm not going out of my way to bring him in.
Like that.
Skiddy.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, Captain!
Let's talk VCs and Cs this week, mate. Where are you looking to go?
Mate, I think you already know where my C is going.
Same with me.
Average of 132 points against in the ruck, West Coast. It's Tim English. All right. Timmy English is my captain. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Where am I going with the vice captain, though? There's a couple of good different options here, right? But where I'm leaning to is I'm backing history on my side. Zach Butters, last time he played Melbourne, had 181. I'm backing in Butters for the history aspect of it purely because I'm that confident that Tim English is going to score massively. So I'm going to have that gamble on Butters. Where do you go for your captains?
People will call me crazy, but I'm going to slick my VC on Dacos against Brisbane. His last two games against Brisbane, he scored 131 and 151, and he's just as likely to come out this week and go bang after his shit-ass performance last week. But Tim English, the C, is firmly planted on the big tingles. He could go north of 160, 170 this week against West Coast.
Okay, Horse. So this is where we need to have the conversation, right?
Go.
What score does Nick Dacos, or for me, Zach Butters, need to get to feel confident to loop a VC option to go against Tingles?
135.
135. That's where you're going?
Yep.
Shit. I was at 160 and I thought I was being a little bit unreasonable.
No, money in the bank, mate. If I'm getting 135, I'm happy with it.
Righto. I'm saying right now, if Zach Butters scores over 140, I am still going to take Tingles as my captain.
Wow, that's a big call.
Yep.
Massive.
That's where I'm running at.
Massive call. So you heard it here first. We've got Zach Butters VC into Timmy English, but Butters needs to go north of 160, it would sound like.
No, 145. I will happily.
145?
I'll take Butters.
Okay.
I'll take Butters at 145.
Yep. And for me, I'll be taking Nick Dacos anything over 135. And if not, it'll be Tim English. Now,
hey, Horse, this is a perfect segue into. I mean, I've given my squeeze of the week. What are you giving on your squeeze of the week, mate? The boys are getting it in. Where are you running?
I don't know.
Also, too, I've noticed as well in our Discord, we have a subsection of squeeze of the week. So if you miss our live or any of the YouTube chats, you join the Discord, you can go straight under AFL to squeeze of the week subsection. You can put your answer straight in there, and we'll put it straight onto the whiteboard. I've noticed that in our in that subsection of our Discord, I have already come out and said I think Tingles will get 183. There's probably been about 6 guesses that have all been Tingles, and they've just been around my mark. And they have completely stuffed me on me being able to get it.
I've got one for you, and it's a bit left field.
Oh, I like it.
Because this bloke loves beating up against shit-ass backlines.
Oh.
Charlie Curnow, 170.
How dare you? How dare you insult Tit like that? Tit is a legend.
170 for Charlie Curnow. He's going to be playing on who? Toby Pink?
Yeah. It could be Callan Dawson.
Yeah. It's right
What
there.
did you say? 170.
170.
Done.
Yep.
All right.
Now, for those of you who are watching this live episode or listening on all good audio platforms, we are going to be running a new little episode from week to week. We're only starting this week, so we're going to be taking all opinions, I guess, in our Discord, where we're going to be opening up our very first Punters Club.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Money.
So what we're going to do is we want you to get in our Discord. And we want you to drop in, disposal markets, goal markets, margin markets, and we're gonna set aside a little kitty. So we'll get a Bets with Mates group going, and we'll invite people via email, and we'll get our group together and try and make a bit of coin. So if anyone's interested in that, our Discord link will be below in the description. Join that. Get into the AFL. I will create the punters page tonight. That'll be in the AFL section, and we'll get some markets going and try and make our good people at home some coin for the week. How does that sound, Skiddy?
Oh, mate, that sounds absolutely fantastic to me. And look, we've already had a few boys in the chats that we've already had in our general chat being like, oh, yeah, have a look at this multi that I'm on. Kizza especially has been on the goddamn money. I'm pretty sure he was up about $3,000 or something like that on the weekend. I know Matty Granger, or I can't remember how it did. Matty G, he nailed
He did, didn't he?
Nailed
a big
Cody
one.
Waitman 4 goals and Sam Flanders a goal, and he was done in the first quarter, and he got himself $1,300. So we absolutely love to see that, and I'm more than happy to put my name to this punters club because this is going to be fan-bloody-tastic. As Asa just said in the chat, Kizza, this is your time to shine, buddy. Bloody oath it is.
Our unofficial president will be Kizza, so we'll get him involved in our punters club chat. So as Skits Fitz says, we might have to call him Nighthawk.
And you can call me Dragon.
Yes. Did we just become best friends?
Yup.
Yeah. You want to go play karate in the garage? Yep. Have you got anything you'd like to add before we knock off for the night, mate?
No, mate. I mean, I'm pretty good. We're not going through the. Do we have any questions, or are we just? I mean, shit, we had so many goddamn comments.
Yeah, we've just been knocking them over as we're going, mate. So
yeah.
For those of you that want anything addressed in the way of some more Step Brothers comments coming through. For anyone that wants any comments addressed, any team advice requested, jump in our Discord. We've got different sections where you can ask Skiddy and I or other professionals in the chat what you think you could be doing this week. We are very transparent and open with our advice, and also with our teams, our scoring, and our rank. As you'll see below our name, Skiddy got me last week, so he's got the little trophy next to his name. He got me by 10 points, with Skiddy's rank being in 46,000th, and I'm in the 23,000s for now. But we know for a fact that we're going to be moving up.
Yeah.
We got some good stuff in the bank, and we are all over price rises, price falls. And we want nothing better than to see our community do well, and hopefully one of our guys win it. So
Horse,
if it's not one of us, it's got to be one of you at home.
Horse, the thing is as well, like me and you, we go through so many players, and we and ah, and then we end up like shitting the bed on these kind of things. Like where I've gone, my score could have been better, but I benched bloody the Zinger because I was worried about a damn sub. But we've got one player that's in the top 1,000 of AFL so far.
Top 100.
Top 100, yep. So we got one player that's in the top 100. We got another player that's in the top thousands. We had another player that went top, I think he was top 50 or so this week as well. Like we love what we're doing, that we can bring, like this kind of stuff to you guys. We can put you guys somewhat in the right direction. We may fuck up ourselves where we overthink it or go to a different player that we think that's right. But if you guys get like the right team, the right combination, that makes us so goddamn happy to be able to see you guys succeed, especially over us as well. we may overthink it, but if you guys get that, then hell yeah, it's great because we love our community. We love doing this, and we love that you guys are a part of it. So, again, a massive thanks to everyone in our Discord. Massive thanks to everyone that was in the chat tonight as well. We love and appreciate that so much. So, yeah, let's just keep riding this. Let's keep riding this horse in fairness.
Yeah, absolutely. Giddy up. Well, for tonight, guys, this has been Skiddy, and a happy 30th birthday to your brother. I'm the horse, and this has been another episode of the Insight Fantasy Sports AFL podcast. We'll see you Sunday night. Cheers.